Too many victims of historical injustices have had insult added to injury by years of legal delays. Think about that for a moment. Victims of crimes having to wait years for justice to be served, if ever.
Check one, check.
This summer, Keir Starmer issued summary justice against people who rioted in little more than a week between being arrested, tried in court, and then jailed. However, we have started a new year where we once again focus on an egregious and huge blot on the UK copybook, so damaging and far-reaching that it will not go away. The abhorrent scandal of grooming gangs that has been allowed to permeate through our cities since the 1990s, seemingly unchecked, has come to a head once more, with the public demanding immediate justice for the victims. Remember, these victims are children. Jess Phillips, the Safeguarding Minister, has rejected calls for a government inquiry into historic child abuse in Oldham, prompting a widespread backlash from the good people of the United Kingdom. There's been backlash too from the Tories, and even Elon Musk, czar of the Department of Government Efficiency and owner of the social media platform X, formerly Twitter. Musk went as far as declaring that Jess Phillips, who is a Home Office minister, deserves to be in prison. Phillips's letter to Oldham Council claims it is for the local authority alone to decide to commission an inquiry into child SA locally, rather than for the government to intervene. Really? Reports have previously been commissioned and produced in Rochdale, Rotherham and Telford, but the whiff of cover-up and ranks being closed lives long in the minds of the British public. Oldham now plans to launch its own Telford-style inquiry. Given the strength of feeling, it seems inevitable that there will be questions or debate in the Commons when Parliament returns next week. Yet for the hundreds of victims and those invested in bringing perpetrators to justice, this will seem pitifully inadequate. In each town where grooming gangs operated, similar patterns emerged. Victims were ignored, law enforcement complicit, and political officials more concerned about reputational damage than lives affected. Given the scale of these crimes, the fact they took place over decades in many towns suggests a level of institutional complicity requiring the attention of central government. Labour's stance seems hypocritical, considering it previously supported such inquiries, and in its general election manifesto, Labour pledged to stand for open government and fixing the foundations. Surely, an inquiry into historical abuse and these organised gangs and meting out justice to those involved is part of fixing the foundations to ensure nothing like this ever happens again. Too many victims of historical injustices have had insult added to injury by years of legal delays, it said, promising to right the historic wrongs of Hillsborough and more recently those harmed by the Post Office IT scandal. Phillips herself previously claimed that Tory ministers literally don't give a toss about violence against women and girls. Critics will ask if that stance stacks up with her decision on Oldham. Surely the young girls involved in cities such as Oldham deserve their voices to be heard and justice to be seen to be done. Or will we see another of the many examples of a two-tier system operating in the United Kingdom under two-tier Keir Starmer on crime policing, the judiciary and Parliament? And if this government wishes to gain credibility, it must, as it says, fix the foundations. And part of fixing those foundations is making Britain a place that is safe for our children to be able to grow up in peace, safe in the knowledge that they will not be targets for SA, and most definitely not targeted by grooming gangs and their lives ruined almost before they have started. We all owe our children that crumb of comfort, and in a world where Keir Starmer moved heaven and earth to jail rioters in the summer, surely he can move heaven and earth to get justice for the children who are the future of our nation and to safeguard and protect future generations. Is it not high time for Britain's criminal justice system to stop failing our vulnerable girls victimised by predatory men?